Hi, guys. This is Elba with Broken Journey, the podcast, a podcast that talks about broken journeys in life, as well as bonus topics like domestic violence, Hispanic Heritage Month, Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and other topics I will be talking about along the way. My hope is that by listening to these testimonies, it will give you the courage to overcome your own broken journey. Let's create a masterpiece from our broken pieces. Guys, you can listen to our podcast on major platforms such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and we are now available on Amazon Music Podcasts and iHeartRadio. So, guys, sit back, relax, and enjoy this podcast. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at brokenjourney_the podcast. And if you enjoy any of these episodes, please feel free to share them with your friends. We never know who we might be helping in this time in their life. Bye, guys. Happy New Year's! Hey guys, happy 2023. Can you believe it? We are already into the new year, 1 week into the new year. And I decided that for this first episode of 2023, I wanted to talk about New Year's resolutions versus creating a habit. Right? So many people start with New Year's resolutions. However, they tend to jump off the bandwagon after a couple of months. And a lot of people say, why? Right? And there are many reasons why. You go in and you go to the gym or you sign up for the gym and you see the first couple of months, this gym is packed as hell. There are so many people in the gym, it's ridiculous. And then things start to trickle down. Or you see a lot of people getting their calendars and, notebooks and creating all this, vision boards and things like that. And then they tend to drop off, midway or things like that. And so I have a list of why these New Year's resolutions are not being completed. And then I have a list of things, or rather habits, that you can create so that you can accomplish these goals. And I am one that can sometimes procrastinate, right? So here we go. I'm going to start talking first about some reasons why New Year's resolutions don't work or why people jump off the bandwagon. And the first one is you treat your goals or your resolutions like a microwave. What is a microwave? You know that when you want something heated, like a cup of coffee, instead of you putting it on the stove to heat up, that takes a longer time than putting it in the microwave for 30 seconds, right? And then or a minute, and your milk is hot for your coffee. So that is called instant gratification. You want instant gratifications for your goals, and because they're not being accomplished right away, you tend to forget about them, or you tend to lose interest in it. And we have to remember, if we're going to be doing goals, we can't expect it to happen overnight. Because especially like if you want to lose weight, you can expect to be 30 pounds less in 1 week, unless you are, doing surgery, or, you're doing something, starving yourself or something like that, which is not good, right? And then the second one is you have a goal in mind. However, you're not willing to sacrifice the time and the energy it takes to complete these goals. So if you are looking at goals that you want to accomplish, remember, you need to complete them. And I will talk about that later on how to get started on, completing your goals. You are way too hard on yourself. A lot of the times we beat ourselves up if it's not accomplished at a certain time, right? Like I said before, if you're trying to lose weight and you want to lose 30 pounds and you expect to lose these 30 pounds in 4 weeks or 8 weeks, was that 2 months, right? Just remember that things take time. Another thing is you don't believe in yourself. A lot of the times we can encourage other people and give other people motivation, but sometimes it's hard for us to do that for ourselves because we are so hard on ourselves, right? Another reason is overthinking and not doing enough. So we overthink the process. Just start. Don't even waste any time thinking about it or overthinking about it. Or if you decide you're going to exercise, just go 30 minutes and take a walk. And then if you decide tomorrow on doing weightlifting, do weightlifting. But don't overthink it and say, okay, well, how many reps do I need to do for this? How many reps do I need to do for that? How do I got to get this done. I got to, stop overanalyzing. Because when you overanalyze, you can paralyze your process. And that's not only with exercising, that's on your daily process. That's also on personal goals. Like, at work, don't overanalyze. Another one is you don't enjoy the process, right? Remember to pick a routine that best fits your lifestyle. Now, if you know, like me, I am not a morning person. And it takes a lot for me to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go to the gym at 5:30. Yeah. I rather either do it in the afternoon during my lunch break or do it after work. Because that's just my body. My body is not a morning person as much as I've tried, as much as if I do. I do come into work. I start work at 7:30 and I work from home. And sometimes I'm rolling out of bed at 6:45, 7 o'clock, but just remember that you have to look at your lifestyle, and especially for moms and dads who have, responsibility of dropping off their kids at daycare or school and things like that. Look for something that's within your lifestyle that can help you get these goals accomplished. Another one is you start to deprive yourself of things that you like to do or eat, which in turn can lead to binging, right? Don't deprive yourself. It's the worst thing that you can do because then you tend to, again, binge. And then the last one for reasons why you don't accomplish these goals is you are doing this process alone. Doing a process alone, sometimes you don't see the progress because you're not writing it down or you're not paying attention or you're just not seeing what you think should happen. So, remember, do the process with someone and make sure that that person is accountable, such as you are. So remember, doing the process alone can hinder some of the things that you want to accomplish because you don't have cheerleaders behind you, right? And sometimes we like to, feel appreciated, or, feel that progress with somebody else. like a life partner or, group of friends and things like that. So, what can we do to keep the focus in 2023 and achieve our goals? Okay, here is the first one. Write down your goals on a sheet of paper for the whole year. And be specific, right? Be specific about your goals. Don't just say, I want to lose weight. No, how much weight do you want to lose, right? I want to read books and educate myself. What books do you want to read? How many books do you want to read? And what is the time frame for these books that you want to read, right? So let's say, I want to read 10 books for the year. And the books that I want to read are on motivation, on goal settings, and on positive mind thinking. And then say to yourself, write down, I'm going to read one book a month. And give yourself a leeway, because obviously we have 12 months in a year and you're looking at 10 books. Give yourself a leeway, because shit happens, right? Things get in the way, something happens, and you have to put the book down and you can't read it. So give yourself a couple of, days where, or a week that, you had too much going on and you were unable to accomplish, for the week or whatever. And after you've written down your goals for the year, break them down into 12 months. If you are analytical like I am, you can also break them down into weeks. This is optional. But as an analyst, I tend to break things down in smaller pieces, because for me, breaking them down in smaller pieces allows me to enjoy the progress and enjoy the accomplishments, right? So again, breaking down, the goals weekly is optional. And then write down your why. Why do you want to accomplish these goals? Let's say it's because of your health. Let's say it's because you want to grow in your job. Let's say you want to grow your business. Let's say you just want to do self-development. That can be your why. And so make sure that you're writing down why you want to accomplish these goals. Track your process. That's the third one. I always forget to count the numbers here, but you know what I mean. This is number 3. Track your process. Write a log on your phone. We have notes, we have apps that help you to track your goals. Write it on a notebook or on a poster board and write down your progress, right? I know it's a little bit hard to visualize some of this stuff while I'm talking, because this is audio, right? But take a poster board and create lines and then put number 1. I want to lose 25 pounds this year. Then number 2, I want to take 4 self-development courses, and so on and so on and so on. Then after you create those, put a check mark when they are completed, and maybe even put the date. And this will help you to visualize the things that you are accomplishing. And being able to see your accomplishments, trust me, is way better than having it in the back of your mind. Because a lot of the times you have so many things going on in life that you forget. You forget how far you have come. So writing it down in a notebook on a poster board or somewhere that you can visualize it. And it doesn't have to be a large poster board. In Walmart, they sell like an 11 by 14 poster boards, and you can write it down. And guys, there's no need to be fancy. Just take a marker, write down 2023, the goals I want to accomplish, and start writing it down. And then, shade it in if you need to with different color markers, or, whatever it is that you want to do to make it look fancy and pretty. But there's no need to get crazy about it. There's no need to go into, fancy mode where you're posting pictures. And yeah, visual boards are great. But again, if you just want to get started, just get started right now. Go out, get that poster board that's 11 by 14 in Walmart, or in any of those stores like Staples, Office Depot, or you can go to the Dollar Tree and get one of those poster boards that's I don't know how big they are, but you can cut it in half, right? And just start somewhere. That's the main goal, is to start somewhere. So the next thing, look for an accountability partner. Someone who is willing to hear you out when the times get tough, and vice versa for them as well. You want to be able to help them as well as them helping you. Or you can also gather a group of small friends, like a small group, you can gather a small group of friends who are willing to stay motivated with each other to complete each other's goal. You can do this. Maybe you could even post it on, your social media and say, hey, I'm looking for, a few girls to help me with my accountability in, my goals this year. Who's willing to jump in and stuff like that, and maybe create a Facebook account, or do something once a month where you guys talk on the phone and, help each other out, especially when the time is tough. Like, you say, it's been a whole week and I have not been able to get into the gym. I've been so tired, from work and things like that. And, that person will tell you, hey, I get it, but don't worry about what passed. Keep going forward. And that's important. Make sure that you get an accountability partner that is really going to be there for you. Not somebody who's going to just listen and say, well, it is what it is. No, you tell them, okay, I get it. This happened. Now, what are you going to do about it? Those are the partners that you want. Someone who's going to listen to you, but also hold you accountable for your actions, right? Okay. The next one, when you fail, get back up. Just get back up. You failed. It happened. Give yourself 15 minutes to have a pity party, cry about it, whatever it is that you need to do. But keep going, because progress is progress. You can fail and get back up. No one in life has not failed before they succeed. So remember that. The next one, stop procrastinating. Stop procrastinating on yourself. You know that you can get this done. Stop waiting and get it done. This is Mama talking. Get it done. Just do it. Just do it. I mean, seriously, stop procrastinating. There's nothing worse than procrastinating. So get it done. Stop putting so much pressure. This is the next one. Stop putting so much pressure on yourself. Stop it. You want to be perfect, and there's no such thing as perfection. So get it done. And if something didn't work out, if you did a 15-minute workout versus the 30-minute, at least you did 15 minutes. That's what's important. Those 15 minutes that you did is what's important, not the 15 minutes you didn't do. Never mind those 15 minutes you didn't do. Just think about those 15 minutes you did do and give yourself credit for that. Another thing, next, don't compare yourself to anyone else. Your progress is your own progress. Your accomplishments are your own. Don't compare yourself to fulanita de tal because fulanita de tal has another goal. And don't say, why she did it and I can't. Never mind that. Never mind that. Don't worry about that other person. Again, their goals are their goals. Your goals are your goals. So don't put so much pressure on yourself. Don't compare yourself to anyone else. Remember, your progress is your progress and it's nobody else's. Okay, the next one is not about how fast your goals are accomplished. It's about completing them. And in order to complete them, you want to start with baby steps. Take it time by time, little by little, break them down. And these habits will help you to complete your goals. Because if you say to yourself, like, I had a course, I'm going to give you an example. I had a course that I purchased and it was like 6 modules. And I started and then I didn't finish. And I was like, when I first started and I purchased the what's the name of this? When I purchased the class that I was taking, I said, okay, I'm going to finish this in 4 days. Well, that didn't happen because shit happens in life. I had to work overtime for something, that I was completing, a task that I was completing, a project that I had to do. And then I wind up not completing it in those 4 days. So what happened? I started to, get on myself and again, putting pressure on myself of why I didn't complete it, blah, 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 blah. And I just said, Oba, really? It doesn't matter if you finished it in 4 days. You're not going to get tested for this shit. You're not going to get, a specific score or a medal because you finished it in 4 days. No, just complete it. So I went 2 weeks later and I completed the class, the course that I was taking. And I just said, okay, that's all you had to do, girl. You didn't need to be specific and be in a rush. Again, the microwave mentality. I didn't need to have that thing finished in 4 days. The goal was to complete it. And so that's what I did. A few weeks later, I went back in and I finished the last, couple of modules that I had to finish and I completed the course. There was nothing else that I needed to do. I was not going to get a medal again for it. I was not going to get a certificate. It was just something that I wanted to do to educate myself. Now, the next one is be true and honest with yourself. Again, going back to the conversation I just had, be true to yourself. If you know you cannot complete this in 4 days, then don't put that pressure on yourself. Don't, put the pressure on yourself. And basically, be honest with yourself and say, oh, but can you really accomplish this goal in 4 days, knowing that you're working full time, knowing that sometimes you have to do overtime at work. And those are priority because that is your check that's paying your bills, right? So again, be honest with yourself, be true to yourself, and think about baby steps. Those are the most important things, is getting it accomplished. It doesn't matter if it's 4 days or 4 weeks. Just get it done. Lastly, reward yourself for your accomplishments. This is so important because you are completing your task. You are completing your goals and you want to reward yourself. And it doesn't have to be a huge reward, right? It doesn't have to be a huge gift or something material, you know, materialistically speaking, right? One thing that I do, and I'm going to give you, a few ideas. One idea I like to do is write down on a piece of paper of rewards that I want. And then I put them in a mason jar. You can do 12, you can do 5, you can do 4. Like I wait every quarter. And so within those 3 months I want to accomplish certain things. I will put them down in a quarter. And then here's some examples. You want to purchase a book, or you want to purchase a few books, or you want to purchase a course. And you know that this course is going to help you with certain things. Wait until you accomplish one goal to then give yourself, the reward for another goal. And then, you know, either a book, a course, like I said, or have brunch with your accountability partner or partners, right? Because it depends if you're going to be in a group of friends and, you want to accomplish goals. Even, you know what, nowadays with technology, if you have an accountability partner, you can also do it via Zoom. Have lunch on or brunch on a Saturday with your friends on Zoom, right? Because maybe let's say that person is in California, or that person is in Pennsylvania, or that person is in New York, and you guys are, holding each other down. Go and say, hey, on Saturday at, 10:30, let's have brunch via Zoom and we can just chit chat. I think that is good. I think I'm going to try that this year, right? And then, there's other things like purchase an item that you have been eyeballing within price range, right? Don't over exaggerate. Maybe that handbag that you've been looking at, um, or maybe that blouse that you've been eyeballing, or maybe, something that you've wanted for a while, a pair of shoes or something. And again, like I said, let's be reasonable with our prices, right? If you want to give yourself a higher priced item, do it at the end of the year when you've accomplished all your goals. But in the meantime, do a small prize reward for yourself. And then, here's another one. Take a mini vacation, or a weekend vacation, or even a day trip, right? Take a day trip, like, let's say, I want to take a day trip from one part of the state, one city in my state to another city, and explore certain things around there, that I've been meaning to do. And with this pandemic, certain things have, obstacles, but it's 2023. We need to remember to give ourselves prizes and reward ourselves for accomplishments and things that we've done. And again, if you have a partner, a life partner, right? Your husband or your boyfriend, or, your spouse, your wife, your girlfriend, whatever, your life partner, include them in there. Tell them to help you as well. And, if you're single, again, get you some friends who are going to be there with you through the process. So, guys, this is my 2023 New Year's resolution versus creating habits. I think habits are so much better than New Year's resolutions because you do these process slowly, baby steps. You take your time doing them, and eventually you will accomplish these goals. But just remember, don't be hard on yourself. And I hope that you all have an amazing, blessed, and abundant 2023. Bye, guys.